Hello, and welcome to day 30 of our Consistently Creative Challenge. My name is Dijarenuka. I'm an actor and a filmmaker. I originally had this idea for myself so that I could get comfortable with speaking about my thoughts and ideas in a creative way. But God put you on my heart as well, that there are other people out there that God is working through to create good works on this earth. He's already created these good works for you to do, and He wants us to walk in them. And I want to encourage you as well as myself. So today is day 30, and I want to continue from our conversation yesterday. Yesterday, we talked about what do you do when you have so many ideas? What do you work on first? How do you pick that idea? So hopefully you were able to go through those exercises and that helps you choose an idea. Now that you've chosen your idea, what do you do? It's time to put it into a workflow. And I think this is something that many people don't do, that they don't really have a system for their ideas once they decide on what they're going to do, which is a source of frustration. And that's part of the learning curve, is figuring out, like, how do I take an idea from conception to distribution? So the first thing I want you to do is think about what you want to do for the project. What do you want to see happen? Like, if you're going to write a book, what do you want to see happen with that book? Do you just want to put it on Amazon? Do you want to go on a book tour? Do you want to book speaking engagements from it? What do you want to see happen with this project? And I'm saying to do that first because that is a way, I think, to keep you motivated when you can have a clear vision of what you want to see happen. For example, when I'm in the middle of a film and it is hard and I am tired and the problems are mounting, I continue to think about the theater, watching people watch the film. How are they going to feel? How am I going to feel? Even something just like celebrating on the red carpet with my cast and my crew, those things help me because it's such a wonderful payoff for me, is to witness and experience what that story and what that film does for people in the audience. And just thinking about it makes me smile in the past, how the stories and films I've created, actually this idea that was in my head, I can see it on the screen and other people are watching it too. And to me, that's completely amazing and completely motivational for me. And so I want you to think about that as well. Then I want you to write a creative synopsis of your vision, like the highest vision for your idea. Just write it down. And that's kind of, in a way, I would say a business plan, or like a creativity business plan. It doesn't have to be that deep. It can just be a paragraph or two about what you envision this idea to do. For example, I have a TV show that I want to see produced, and I know where I want it to go, Apple TV. I know what I want it to look like. In fact, I created a book, a small book about my idea so I can look at it. I have posters for my idea around me because I know that I want this to be something like another world that can draw people in, and I want it to be impactful. Apple TV, when they produce sci-fi fantasy, they do such a good job with such high quality that that's where I want it to be. So anyways, I want you to do that for you when you have an idea. If it's a book or a nonprofit, just kind of write down the vision and just stay in that place of dreamland and write it down. And I think that will really help you to get the feeling, to see it clearly, see the vision, and then write it down, make it plain so that those who can read it will run with it. And that is from Habakkuk, I think, 2 and 4. Once again, be like the Bereans and double check. That's the other thing, is when you have a clear vision and you start to bring other people into that vision, you can speak to them clearly and you can give them something that they could read more about it. You can constantly change this document and upgrade it and review it and revise it as the vision becomes more clear. But this document's going to be really important as you go along the process, and you need to bring other people in. You want them to catch the vision as well. And I've just seen this time and time again. being able to create documents and things that you can share with other people and bring them into what you're doing is really important. You're just going to use it over and over again, and you're just going to make it better and better and better. And if you really want to go to the next level, I would go on something like Canva and make some images, create a book cover, and have it in this document so that people can see it and then you can see it as well. Number three, I would say get a good understanding of the process for the thing that you want to create. For example, we can go back to filmmaking. You want to understand the process of filmmaking. Even if you're going to make a 5-minute film, there's development, there's pre production, there's production, post production, marketing if you're going to do it, distribution, and exhibition. As I made more films, I learned more and more like, oh, there's exhibition is part of it, distribution. Now I'm making a bigger project, so I'm fundraising. And so you need to understand the process. Don't feel like you're not working on your project if you're researching how a project is made. Next, create milestones for yourself. Now, we understand that things don't always happen in a straight line. They actually happen in up, down, circles, spirals, backwards, forwards, ditches, mountains, valleys, high times, happy times, discouraged times. We know that that's how it works, but I would just create a loose milestone for yourself because at least it's something to shoot for. And break it down. Just give yourself some space so that you're not super stressed about this milestone, but that you can sit there and understand the pieces that go into it, so you're not jumping over steps and then making yourself unnecessarily frustrated. And I will just keep going back to this film that I'm working to produce. I'm raising funds right now. I thought that fundraising would take a certain amount of time, but now I realize I may not be able to be on set when I want to. So I've extended my time a lot so that I can even go through the learning process. I had to take the stress off myself and be open to the possibility that I might spend all of next year fundraising versus filming. I'm still open to a miracle for sure that I'm funded and able to be on set next year, but I would say just, give yourself space and time. Speaking about time, I would say make sure that you have day to day time to work on it. So look at your calendar and actually schedule time, because it's one thing to have it in your head and it's another thing to actually do the work. And that's what I'm hoping that this challenge has done for you, is to put you in a consistent mindset that I need to actually carve out time for my idea. So right now, the time is carved out to watch these videos and do an assignment or journal prompt, but I hope that you can replace these with taking the time to work on your own idea. And lastly, I would say get some accountability for yourself, whatever that looks like. It could look like something like the habit tracker that I created for this. I created it in Canva, and then I used PDF Escape to make it fillable. And so every day I can check off the calendar. And if you're like me and you like lists and you really get excited with crossing things off, a habit tracker might be great for you. You might want to have a friend that you check in with once a week. Share your milestone document with them or your habit tracker, and so that they can see where you are and ask you, like, hey, so where are you this week? Put the focus on the task or the objective, but don't put it on yourself or making your worthiness about making each milestone. Please. I know that's easier said than done, but your worthiness is not dependent on if you make a milestone. Don't attach that. It's the wrong attachment. Those don't have anything to do with each other. It's really just about being logical and saying, okay, well, I wasn't able to do it this week because I was very overwhelmed with having to keep my house clean or something. So that might make you say, well, let me see if I can get some help, whether that's hiring help or talking to your kids and spouse and saying, I really need help in this area so that I can work on writing my book. Think about the things that you need to do for yourself, especially to my moms and wives out there who have dreams and goals and ambitions. Look around and see how you can craft an environment that allows you to do that. And it's okay to ask for help for a season. Even show your spouse and your kids this is my milestone. Like, I want to write a book, and allow them to cheer you on. That's what I had to do with my master's program. My whole family knew what I was working on, and they were there with me to celebrate, but they knew what I was working on. They knew when I had to do homework. Bringing people on the journey with you, it just makes it that much sweeter when you accomplish your goal. Just to review, um, once you have your idea, it's time to put it in a workflow. Decide what you want to do with the project. Like, where do you want to see this? Then write the vision down and make it plain. Like, write down the highest version of this idea. Next, get an understanding of the process of how it actually works to do something. And I will tell you this, even though I've been making films for as long as I have, I still have so much to learn. I still ask my friends and colleagues, hey, how does this part work? And what did you do for this? Because you can always learn and grow and make your process smoother. Make sure that you have time to work on your idea, carve out that time, put it on your calendar, create boundaries. We have a whole video about boundaries. Take it seriously, because whatever God gives you to do, it's serious. Don't just think of it as optional. This is really important. This will touch people, and there's people connected to what you're going to create. And it's going to be something good that you put out in the world. And I want to see it. So please do it. And then I would say create some accountability for yourself, however that looks for you. Whether some people are like, I do better when it's just me checking off a calendar, or you have one trusted friend, or like I said, bring your family into the mix as well. So I hope that these tips helped you out with what to do when you have your idea and how to get started. If you want to join this challenge, you totally can. It's still going on. It's free. Just click on the link below, join the challenge. Next week is our last week, and I hope that you join. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye.